Hello and welcome to adding an MDU window, an MDU view to a building. So in some instances you have to, like, say you're working in a downtown area of a city that you have high-rise buildings and there's not a lot of room on the map to draft um, all the floors and all the structures out there. So you have to add an MDU view so that you can build a floor plan and draft in all the structure needed per all the floors. So with an MDU view, um, first thing you need to do is when you need to create the structure to the outside of the building. So in this case, I'm going to select this ped and have conduit go up to this building, and then I'm going to stop the conduit at the entrance of the building. So I'm going to hit my add button, or if you had the ped selected, you can go down your add pull down and click on trench. Okay. As with all conduit trenches, you need to make sure you create your duct either for the entire size of the pipe, or if you know your inner duct sizes and all that, you can all add that information. In this case, I'm just going to leave it one duct at 2 inches. Okay. The length, I'm going to give it whatever length it's going to be. I'm going to put 350 in. I'm going to add. Okay. And now I'm just going to offset a little bit here. Come straight up. And then right when I get to my building outline, I'm going to right click, underground, add a conduit tick. Okay, I'm going to hit done and close. So there we go. So now it shows that from this pad, 350 feet to the MPO, the MPOE, or the facility entrance, or however you're entering the building. So I'm going to stop that right there. Now what we need to do is, now we got to insert a drawing into the address block, which then will allow us to draft in a whole new view and insert in our floor plans. So to do that, you select the address that you want to add the drawing to. So select the address, and if you go to the add button, pull down add land-based support or structure MDU, and click on the add drawing. Okay, give it a drawing name. Typically this should be the building name, so I'm going to call this Columbia Tower, or whatever the name is going the building is going to be. You can also do the address of the building. It really depends on how you want to label it. In this case, I have 3 commercial addresses. That is associated with the address. That's fine. Go ahead and click add. What that's going to do is now it's going to create a whole new drawing for us to draft in, specifically just for that building. Okay, so there you go. Now even though you might not see it, it has added in a drawing specifically to that address. Now to view that drawing, you still have your address highlighted. Open this up, and you can go to display drawing. Sometimes it takes a little bit. Okay, so now this view that's creating is unique to only this address. So now you have a infinite amount of space to draft in whatever you need to do. And in here, you can actually insert in, say you have a floor plan from a developer, you can actually insert in that CAD drawing and draft right inside on top of that developer's print. Or there's some built-in default high-rise buildings that we can place, which I will do here. So now that we have this open, what we're going to do is we're going to add a place to this. So under your add tab, pull down your building addresses and click on place. Okay, under the place type, pull that down, and if you scroll all the way down the bottom, you see your vertical detail. So this is a 5-story building, 10-story, 25, 50, all the way up to 100. For this case, I'm just going to do a 5-story building, even though it's only like say 3 floors. You just choose the high rise or the vertical detail depending on how many floors you have. So if there's 9 stories, obviously you click the 10-story one. If there's 26 stories, you just select the 50-story one. So I'm going to select the 5-story. This one, you can give the place name. I like to give this the address. So 545 West M Street. Okay. Here you can click the actual number of floors if you know it. I know it's going to be 3 floors for this one. You can leave the civic number for building blank. Don't hit close, but click on the map to highlight the map, and just click on the map. Don't need to worry about if it's 00 or anything like that. Just click on the map once, and now it should draft in your building here. So now we have 545 West M Street, floors is 3. Now you can add your annotations here to place the name of the building. So if you want, you can click them. You can click up here and add the address again if you want. Don't need to. If you accidentally placed it and want to get rid of it, just select it and hit delete. Confirm. There you go. Now it's gone. So now we have our own vertical drawing here. So now we can start drafting. We can draft in our floors and our lock boxes based off of our drawing. So let's go ahead and do that. Now for MDU drawings, you cannot connect structure into the drawing itself. You can only connect RF cables and fiber cables. That's why we have the tick here to stop the conduit. So what we're going to do is we're going to put another tick mark here and then continue on as though that was that tick mark on the outside of the building. So I'm going to hit add underground structure. Conduit tick is still selected. I'm not going to edit anything here, so I'm going to click on the map. And I'm going to draft on the inside of this building here, so I'll place my tick mark here. Hit yes. Okay, hit close. There is my beginning tick mark. I'm going to select that. Go down to my add pull down, select trench. And conduit track just like before. The ducts is still saved. Hit general. Now I'm going to don't have to worry about links yet, so I won't put those in quite yet. So I'm just going to click add, and now I'm just going to start drafting out the floors. I like to draft the lock boxes in the middle of the floor, just so I know that that's associated to that floor. So I'm going to right click kind of right in the middle, underground, lockbox, or it could be utility closet, whatever it's going to be. Okay, now continue on. Right click again, underground, lockbox. Then I'm going to stop. And then I'm going to go one more floor. Okay, and then right click, underground, lockbox. Okay, I'm going to hit done and close. So there is my structure. Now I can go here and I'll start doing my cleanup. Normally you would clean all this up, but I'm not going to do that for this example. You should know how to do that cleanup already. So I'm going to click just this so I can add my footage. Edit. I'm going to make this say 175. Close. Alright, so the annotation draft on the left side here, I actually put it on the right side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, and when I edit this time, I'm going to change my orientation to right. I'm going to make this, I'm going to say there's 20 feet between floors. Hit apply, and that should pop up on the right side there. There you go. select this, hit edit. Right is still selected, 20 feet. Okay, so just like your other drafting standards, you don't want to overstrike anything, so I'm just going to move this footage to right there. Okay, select this guy, move him. Then select this guy and move him. Alright, so there we go. So now we have our footage. So I'm going to clear selection. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and clean this up here. So move that guy down there. A little quick finger here. Okay, so now I have my structure and it's all labeled correctly and I'm ready to go. So now we have to link the outside plant to the inside plant, if you will. So I'm going to click back over here, and this demarc that I'm going to add is going to allow us to connect an RF cable or a fiber cable to the inside of that building. So while you're back out here in this view, so you have your two views here, what you can do is you're going to click on Add, pull down that land-based support MDU, and you're going to add a demarc. Okay, so pick a point for the first side of the demarc, which is going to be your outside drawing. So click on the map once to highlight the map, and then you kind of want to pick the spot where your RF cable is going to go into the structure. Here, I'm going to follow along this conduit and come up this way. So I'm going to place mine right about here. Okay, there is the X and Y coordinates. Even though you don't see anything on the map yet, it has selected it. Hit next. Now the second point is going to be inside your drawing. So select your other view here, and here's the second drawing, and I'm going to be coming up this side of the building, so I'm going to select my demarc right here. There we go, has the coordinates. Now I'm going to hit done, and now it should draft your two demarc locations. There we go. There's that one, and there's that one. So since I'll be coming south to north here, I can rotate this demarc north, rotate, and then that way it kind of goes in the same direction we need to. And this one, I'm going to do the same thing. I can select your rotation here, have my ortho on, rotate, and there you go. They're all ready to go. Now this normally would be an offset here, so we want to follow the same offset rules as before. So if I hit O for offset, type in 28 for my first RF cable here that has equipment. I can click that and then click that over, and that'll give me a nice drafting line on the way up. Okay, so I can just select that and then move that up. So there's my draft line. So to be true to standard, I can then just move this over to here, and that'll land me directly on the line that I need to draft. Okay, so over here. All right. So now I'm ready to draft my RF cable into there and then continue on the drawing. So in this case, I'm just going to add a two-way splitter to the outside of this tap here on the output. So I'm going to select my output port. I'm going to hit add, passive. Okay. I'm going to go down to a two-way splitter here. In this case, it's a 3N15. Normally, you want to make sure these are all correct. So I'm going to select design if this is a design job. And I'm going to select RF network device. Since it is a splitter, I'm going to click add. Go and hit yes. Okay. It's going to say, hey, are you sure you want to do that? I sure do. Okay, so there we go. Now added my two-way splitter on the output of that tap, reconnected the ports down here, and added that. So I'm going to clear my highlight here. Obviously it's saying because I've added that two-way split, it's going to affect all these taps downstream. So I'm going to clear that highlight. You can either alter this to make it a little more draft, a little more cleaner. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on my selection panel here. I'm gonna edit some vertices here so I can make this a little more smoother transition than it shows. So I'm gonna do this. There we go, insert a vertex, and now it's a little more drafter friendly. Okay, I'm gonna go and select this output port here, and this is gonna be my fiber going up. Now we do want our offset rules in place, so offset 28 feet. I'm gonna select this color line and move it over here. So there's my draft line. Okay, which I'll delete later. That port's still selected. I can go down here, add RF cable. I'm going to do 625. This spec does not have a 625 underground, so I'm going to select my overhead here, change my system type to tapped coaxial cable, and the construction type is underground. I'm going to add, and I'm going to right click this footage right here. Okay, I'm going to draft to my draft line. I'll come back later and add my bulges. I'm going to move up, and I'll move this later as well. So what you can do is hover over the demarc, right click, and select demarc display. So let's review, and that'll connect it to the demarc. Okay, so now let me go ahead and move my demarc over so that it lines up with the correct offsets. It's okay if the demarc overlaps the building. I'm going to move all equipment. Okay, there we go. Clear selection. Now I'm going to come back. I'm going to delete my offset line here. And now I'm going to insert in my bridge. So select the cable. Click here and click bridge. And I'm going to highlight right over here. If it doesn't do it, I'm too close. Nope, there we go. Okay, so there's my bridge. Now that I'm crossing over a cable, and I'm connected. I'm going to clear my highlight. Now I'm ready to connect to my other demarc. So I'm going to click over here. I'm going to select this guy. If you notice, there's a couple ports here. If you can't see them, to zoom out and you'll see your 3 connection ports. One is your rotate and one is your RF connect. So this one is your rotation one, and this one is the RF one that you attach to, because it turns orange. Sometimes that can be really difficult to see, so you kind of have to find out what works for you. Right now it's yellow, so I'm going to select it again. Now it's orange. Okay, so from there, I'm going to add cable, RF cable. I'm going to leave it there, tapped coax cable, and underground. I'm going to add and draft as is. For some reason it's coming over here, but I'm just going to right click on my 75. I'm going to follow my draft line. I'm going to right click here. I'm just going to add just a generic tab here. These might not be what true design, but just for example purposes here, I'm just going to put a 14 there. Okay. I'm going to select this footage. I'm going to make this 10. 2-port 10. Okay. And then I'm going to right click, add that footage. And this will be an inline 2, 4. Alright, so now it's building my cable, taps. Now that I got my taps up here, it wants me to place my inline tap level, which is fine. I'll just go ahead and click the map and add that. It's going to be off, but you're okay. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to clear my highlight, and I'm going to correct this so that comes back over here. I'm not sure why it drops it over there, but there we go. You actually can move this up to here just so it's a little more aesthetically pleasing here. Move to location. There we go. Okay. Select your offset line that you created, erase it, and there we go. Now we have connection from the demarc up. I'm going to go and add my terminator as well here. So let's from there. It's going to be my self terminator. Make sure that's an ARF network device. Hit add. Okay, yes. Okay, confirm. We do not want to annotate that term level. Hit no. Hit clear selection. Okay. So there we go. Now we have our cable. Now, to ensure that that was connected properly, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to this 23 tab. I'm going to do a leveling tool. This will help me re-level downstream and also confirm that we have connection. I'm going to highlight trace entity so I can see where it highlights. I'm going to uncheck auto update and I'm going to leave everything else the same here. I'm going to hit re-level, and if all is well, it should connect through. Obviously, I'm going to have a lot of errors here. I'm just going to hit update. Okay, so that went to there, and if all went well, there we go. That proved that it highlighted through and updated my inline levels. And clear highlight, and there you go. And that's how you add an MDU view and connect it to your outside plant.